The principle of equal pay for work of equal value contains in itself two main aspects. And one is when you put at the same level a woman and a man doing the same job, you compare the wages. There is also the other aspect. That is when you take a woman and man doing two different jobs. If you do a job evaluation, you might see that the two jobs actually have a similar value, and therefore the wages should be adjusted. It's an international labor standards, Convention 100, called equal remuneration. So the remuneration is not just the basic salary, the minimum salary, or the ordinary salary, but it is also all the additional benefits that are paid directly or indirectly, in cash or in kind, by the employer to the worker, and that result from the work of the worker. Globally, we have a gender pay gap of 20%, which means that women doing the same job of men still gain much less than men. There are reasons connected to education and training. In some countries, still women have less education and training than men. Qualifications, work experience, because women tend to interrupt their careers several times due to care responsibilities and therefore the difficulty in reaching seniority. You can easily measure the level of education, seniority, the work experience, the hours that someone works, etc. But in reality, the reasons behind the gender pay gap are very complex. And some of them remain unexplained. When two people, a man and a woman, are doing the same job or a similar job, and they're simply paid differently because one is a man and one is a woman, this is direct discrimination. But there is also indirect discrimination, which has to do with stereotypes, social norms, with gender biases, with the overall idea that the work and the skills of a lot of women are undervalued simply because they are labeled as female skills, and therefore they are in females' jobs.
H&M Group launched its Fair Wage Roadmap in 2013 as an attempt to increase wages in all of our production markets. We have enrolled almost 90% of our Tier 1 units. And this program is about empowering workers by bringing awareness about what their wage is based upon. And the second part of the program is about implementing a so-called wage grid, which is basically a system where we make sure that there is a metrics of how wages should be paid out.
That we've been doing to set up a system, a mechanism to really improve wages in the garment industry. It is an initiative that is based upon an industry-wide agreement. It's the only global agreement that brings trade unions and national employers together to achieve living wages through freedom of association, supported by brands' purchasing practices.
One of the main tools that are used to promote equity, which is a gender-neutral job evaluation for equal pay step-by-step guide. What does this exercise lead you to? It will lead you to have a very clear idea of the value of the jobs that you have. And it will help you later on estimating the pay gaps and eventually harmonizing the pay structure for the job of equal value.
We have seen that the factories that have been enrolled in this program have had an increase on average globally of 2.9% on wages. We have also looked at the impact of trade unions in our supply chain. And on average, we see that trade unions' presence increased wages by 5.5%. We did see that working on social dialogue had an increase of 5%, which we see as a very important contributor to wage increase because efficiency is really enabling the suppliers to sustain higher wages.